my fellow trainers? It's Tropical Typhlosion coming at you guys with another video. Now, before we start the video, let me tell you guys something first. Now, when I was playing my Omega Ruby copy for about, I think, the 4th or 5th time, I was past Fortress City heading to Lily Cove City, and I was on the Safari Zone on, I think, Route 121. And the Pokemon I had in my team were my starter Pokemon Blaziken, my Manectric, Crobat, I think, Hariyama, Exploud, and my Linoon I use as my HM slave. Then I soon realized that half of my team are weak to Psychic type attacks, since the next gym, the 7th gym, is a Psychic type gym, since I had 2 Fighting types and a Poison type, and my Exploud didn't know Crunch, so that was a big problem, and my Linoon didn't know any, well, Dark or Ghost type moves, since, well, it was my HM slave, and Manectric is an electric type and it mostly knew electric type moves, and Tin and Liza, the gym leaders there, their Pokemon are not just Psychic type, they're also Heart Block type Pokemon, just in case if you didn't know. That's when I realized that in my Y copy, I had a level 35 Kadabra and a level 39 Haunter, and I also had the TM for Shadow Ball, so if I brought one of them to my Omega Ruby copy, then they would both have a move that would help take care of all the Psychic type Pokemon in the 7th gym. And since they're both really fast, they could take out those Pokemon really easily. But since my other Pokemon are really useful and I want to keep my HM slave, and I only had one available spot on my team, so I couldn't decide to get an Alakazam or a Gengar, so that really tore me apart. Then I just said, never mind, I'll just teach Hariyama Surf, and since I have 2 normal type of Pokemon, I'll just put Exploud and my Linoon in the PC, and I just use Gengar and Alakazam ever since. Also, I had the Mega Stones for both of them, so it was okay. Then, later on, I start to wonder which Pokemon's better, Alakazam or Gengar, since their stats are pretty similar, being both very fast and have very high special attack, and they basically have similar immunities also. Then, I decided, hey, why not just make a video about it? So this is a Pokemon comparison. This is going to be a sort of video series I'm going to do every time I don't have a video for the week. I'm lazy, okay? So that compares 2 or more Pokemon with similar stats or mirror opposite stats of different types to compare which one is best for competitive or through playthrough of any of the games either of these Pokemon are found in. So the Pokemon of this Pokemon comparison will be Alakazam and Gengar, since I said them earlier and I'm really curious to see which one is better. Now, this isn't a contest to see which I think is better, it's more of a contest to see which Pokemon you all think is better. So please tell me which Pokemon you think is better down below in the comment section. So how this process starts is we're going to compare their type matchups, their abilities, their stats, and how well they do in the games that they're found in. Basically, how well they do in the gyms, the Elite Four, Champion, and other battles such as that. So, without any further ado, let's start. So, to start off with, we have Alakazam. Alakazam is a pure Psychic type, which is weak to Bug, Ghost, and Dark types, while resisting Fighting and Psychic types while having 0 immunities. However, Gengar is a dual Poison and Ghost type, so its weakness are Ghost, Ground, Dark, and Psychic types, while resisting Grass, Poison, Bug, and Fairy type Pokemon, while immuning normal and Fighting type moves. Now for stats, Alakazam is a fast special sweeper with high special attack and special defense, but weak in attack, defense, and HP. However, Gengar's stats are similar to Alakazam's, except its speed is lower than Alakazam's by 10, and its special defense is lower by 20, and its special attack is lower by 5. However, its HP, attack, and defense are higher by 5 and 15 points. Now moving on to abilities, Alakazam has Inner Focus, which prevents it from flinching, Synchronize to pass on any burn, poison, or paralysis to the Pokemon that inflicted it, and as a hidden ability, it has Magic Guard that only allows Alakazam to take damage from attacks and not status. And when it Mega Evolves into Mega Alakazam, it has the ability Trace, which copies the ability of the opposing Pokemon. Now for Gengar's abilities, Gengar has Cursed Body that may disable a move used on the Pokemon. And prior to Gen 7, it had Levitate, which gives full immunity to ground type moves, which eliminates its ground type weakness. And when it Mega Evolves, it gets the ability Shadow Tag, which prevents the opposing Pokemon from escaping. For Alakazam, it can do well against the 4th gym since most of Erica's Pokemon are Poison type, the 5th gym since it's a Poison type gym, the 6th gym since some of the Pokemon there are Poison type and it can resist all the Second type moves since that gym is also Second type, the 8th gym since 2 of Giovanni's Pokemon are Poison type, being Nido King and Nido Queen. And for the Elite Four, does well against Bruno since he has Fighting type Pokemon on his team, and Agatha since her team consists of Poison type and there's some Ghost type Pokemon on there, so that's plus. For the champion, it takes care of its Venusaur, depends if you pick Squirtle as your starter, and its Executor and Alakazam since those are both Psychic type. And if you have Alakazam on your team, it can resist the Psychic type attacks of those Pokemon. However, in Yellow, the champion's Pokemon has changed, so the Pokemon you only have advantage of is his Alakazam and his Executor since they're both Psychic type Pokemon, and Alakazam can help resist their attacks. But for the other Pokemon, Alakazam doesn't do that well. Now in Gold and Silver and the remakes, it does well against the 4th gym since Morty's Pokemon are Ghost type, the 5th gym since it's a Fighting type gym, and once you get to Kanto, it basically does well against the gym leaders, it does well against Red, Blue, and Yellow. For the Elite Four, it does well against everyone's Pokemon except for the 4th one, where it does well against two of her Pokemon since 2 of her Pokemon are Poison type, but doesn't get any advantages in the champion. And for Blue's team, it only takes care of his Venusaur. Now for Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and the remakes, it does well against only the 2nd and 7th gym. The 2nd gym because it's a Fighting type gym, the 7th gym because it's a Psychic type gym and it can hold off some of the Psychic type Pokemon since it's a Psychic type and can resist it. However, for the champion, in Ruby and Sapphire, does well against 2 of his Pokemon since 2 of his Pokemon are Psychic types, it can help resist their Psychic type attacks. However, in Emerald, it doesn't do well against the champion since the champions change. Since in Emerald, the champion's Wallace and he's a water type specialist, but in Ruby and Sapphire and the remakes, it does well against 2 of his Pokemon since it's Steven and he works well with Ancient Pokemon, Ground types, and Steel types. Now for Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it does well against one of the 2nd gym leaders Pokemon, being the Roserade since it's a Poison type, the 3rd gym since it's a Fighting type, the 5th gym since they're Ghost type Pokemon. Just be careful of some of her Pokemon. the third Elite Four member being, but only his primate. 2 of the champions per Pokemon, but in Platinum it does well against one of the 7 Gym Leaders Pokemon. It's not available in Unova, but in Kalos it does well against the 3rd Gym Leader since it's a Flying type gym, and only one of the 3rd Elite Four's Pokemon, and only does well against one of the champions Pokemon. Okay, now Gengar. For Gengar, it's not available in any of the Kanto, Hoenn, or Unova games, so I won't be able to cover any of those games, but in Johto, it does well against the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th, 1 of the 10th Gym Leaders Pokemon, the 14th and 2 of the 16th Gym Leaders Pokemon, the 1st and 3rd Elite Four member. In Sinnoh, it does well against the 3rd, 5th, and 1 of the 6th Gym Leaders Pokemon and 1 of the 7th Gym Leaders Pokemon, one of the 3rd Elite Four members Pokemon, and the 4th Elite Four member. In Kalos, it does well against the 7th Gym Leader and one of the 1st Elite Four members Pokemon, 2 of the 2nd Elite Four's Pokemon, and 1 of the 4th Elite Four's Pokemon, and 3 of the champions Pokemon. Now for competitive, Alakazam can be used as a special sweeper or to use the opponent's status boost against them with a power or skill swap and Psy-Up combo. And for Gengar, it can also be a special sweeper or to continuously knock out an opponent's Pokemon with a Shadow Tag, Perish, Song, and Protect combo. Now, we're almost done with the video, but I have a surprise for all of you. To really show off the 2 Pokemon that we're comparing, I would like to demonstrate how they do well in battle. So, these Pokemon have 0 EVs in any stat. They have max IVs. Gengar has Levitate and Alakazam has Synchronize, and both Pokemon have Psychic, Shadow Ball, and Protect to keep it all even. So let's get on with the battle and let's see which one. Okay, the battle's about to start, so let's get the show on the road. Oh, I don't have a laptop, so this is the best I'm gonna do. Sorry about the inconvenience. I hope you can see this good. Okay, Trevor has out my Alakazam, and now I send it out my Gengar. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going for... Let's see. I'll do this. Okay. Now I went for Protect, he went for Shadow Ball. Now let's see. I'm gonna go for... Oh, well, that battle was actually pretty short. Wow. Looks like the winner's Gengar! Oh, well, winner's Gengar, but since this isn't just to see which one's better, statistically this is actually to see who's better to you, which ones you prefer, so that's the end of the video. So if you liked the video, leave a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe and please share this video with a friend. And I'll see you guys next time.